I've looked at Storm Tracker this morning. A lot of ground clutter that's kind of local here. There is some light rain mixed in with this. It's so light, it's kind of hard to mix out the ground clutter there. So it is there, though. And you'll kind of notice that as we put the loop on. We do have a few areas dealing with some showers down in southwestern Indiana, specifically stretching in through Greene County, kind of goes through Elnora, Plainville, just east of Bicknell. That is moving east. All right. That's kind of the lone decent band of rain. Everything else is basically moving into Ohio and Kentucky as this area of low pressure continues to mix just to our south. But it is in the neighborhood enough that it is agitating some light showers. You see the movement here. Anything that's moving from west to east, that's actual rain. All of this, it's kind of stationary here. That is not. But we may have a little bit of light drizzle that you're contending with. Roads are certainly wet here for this morning in the metro area as this low continues to track to the north and east. But as we kind of zoom out here, I want to draw to your attention what's heading our way. You have an expanding ridge of high pressure that's centered out in the Rockies right here. And it is, again, getting larger, and we will start tapping into the influence of that and kicking this low out. Look at those wind arrows that I have highlighted here coming out of Canada. That is dry and slightly cooler air. And so we're going to benefit from that eventually as we go throughout the day today. These clouds will gradually decrease, and that's going to set us up for a dry pattern. So hopefully you picked up the rain because it may be a while before we see another round. Many areas did get over 2 inches over the last 3 days. Spencer at 2.58, Rushville just around 2.5, about 2.25 in Greenfield and Greenwood. Shelbyville, same thing, and then Indy didn't get much, only about 1/2 inch. So there were some areas that did really well, some other areas that didn't. And this will not be a drought-busting rain. We'll have a new update coming our way later on this morning, but we should at least kind of ease the drought conditions from expanding at least this week. 64 degrees north wind at around 10 miles per hour, low to mid 60s across our area. Clouds to start with maybe some drizzle, 62 at 8 o'clock, near 70 at noon, and then I think we'll continue to see the skies clear out by this afternoon. We'll have highs in the mid 70s, which is average for this time of year, and I think that's widespread. Maybe the exception in northern Indiana, up around the toll road, you get into the low 70s. We are going to be clear, much cooler, possibly some fog overnight. We're down to 56. I want to show you a fog tracker here as we scoot ahead into the early morning hours of Friday. Northeastern and east central Indiana under the gun possibly for some very dense fog, so please be aware of that. 78 for tomorrow for a high, 82 on Saturday and 83 on Sunday. So we're running very warm. That's back to above average temperatures, and that's a trend I think that will continue into early next week. Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling 7-day forecast. Monday we're up to 83, Tuesday 82, and we will usher in the new month. October begins next Wednesday with highs in the upper